past 30 years, there have been 22 trips made up of thousands of students just from Toronto, and 47 survivors have accompanied them on this life-changing experience. We know from studies that the impact of the students is huge. The students who participate in the March of the Living come home with a much stronger sense of Jewish identity, increased participation in religious practice, and Jewish community organization, stronger affiliation to Israel, increased roles in Israel advocacy, and Holocaust awareness. They come home with the knowledge that they are fortunate to be as Jewish as they wish and to love and support Israel as much as they want, and that changes everything. On the March of the Living, the same powerful message has been instilled in all three of us from our parents and grandparents. Standing on top of the bridge between Auschwitz and Birkenau, looking forwards and backwards at the thousands of Jewish people, many of whom are descendants of survivors from all over the world, walking with survivors in remembrance of the lives lost and hope for the future of the Jewish people. The voices of our survivors resonate in our heads. Hitler, you lost.
We wish that every one of our survivors were here with us tonight, but unfortunately, that is not possible. At this time, with our deepest sorrows, we honor the memories of the survivors who are no longer with us.
Amit Adler, Eliezer Ayalon, Joseph Battelle, Ernest Bloch, George Herzog, Bronca Krieger, Alex Levin, Fanny Pillersdorf, David Shentau, Ernie Weiss, Robert Weiss.
And my father, Bill Glied. Before he passed away unexpectedly this past February, my father was supposed to speak at tonight's event. Ellie, he had the utmost respect for you, and he truly valued your commitment to Holocaust education as well as to the March of the Living program. Over the past 20 years, my father dedicated much of his time to Holocaust education because he was so passionate about teaching the younger generations. I would like to share with you what the March of the Living meant to my father. He participated in 10 March of the Living trips, 8 with students and two with teachers from across Canada. On each of these trips, he underscored the importance of not being a bystander by saying that each person had an obligation to do one good deed every day. My father often said to his family that if he could just reach one student on each trip to understand the importance of educating the next generation, and who would then take the responsibility to do so, he had fulfilled his mission. During the March of the Living in 2016, the day before Yom HaShoah, my father and my youngest son were in Birkenau, standing on the ramp, the place that my father described as the place worse than hell. He said, "Here I am, a Holocaust survivor of Auschwitz, with my youngest grandchild on his birthday. Today is a renaissance for me, a phoenix rising from the ashes to be here today." It is customary for Jewish people to place stones on headstones in remembrance of those we have lost. My father often likened the march participants to stones by visiting camps year after year, reciting the mourner's prayer, and keeping the memory of that terrible time alive. Each participant sends a message to the world that we are here. We haven't forgotten you. We love you. Speaking in Majdanek in 2016, and again for the last time in 2017, my father read a poem he'd written based on the conversations he had with other prisoners while lying in the sick camp in the days before liberation. It is titled, "I Am a Jew." Please turn your attention to the video screen.